If you're JC Treader, how are you feeling today? You feeling good? You think JC Treader's going to get the interim position? JC Treader's finished. He is going to either be fired or resign. There will be an interim director named. Pablo Tori has another episode that came out where JC Treader was involved. JC Treader had stated on a podcast that faking injuries, if that's what it takes to gain leverage in a contract negotiation, hey, then that's what it takes to get leverage. He actually appeared on a 2023 podcast called the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. And he actually said, I don't think anybody would say they fake injuries, but we've seen players who didn't want to be where they currently are have injuries that made them unable to practice and play. But you're not able to get fined. You're not able to be punished for not reporting. I don't think I'm allowed to even recommend that, at least publicly. But I think each player needs to find a way to build up leverage to try to get a fair deal. Guess what happens when the management, the commissioner's office, hears what a union person says on a show? You file a grievance because that is a violation of the CBA. What Treader did is an exact violation. So the NFL filed a grievance that never saw the light of day. Pablo Tori found it, and guess who won that grievance? Again, the NFL. Why did the NFL win the grievance? Because the arbitrator clearly found that the grievance was a win for the NFL because Treader's statement on the podcast violated the plain written document that's called the CBA. You cannot improperly encourage players to fake injury. That's in the CBA. It's a rule, people. And when you violate that rule, you get caught. Now, let me give you the other side of what Treader's doing. Because it is true that we think about as management, well, is this guy really hurt because we just sent him down to the minor leagues and now all of a sudden his shoulder hurts because he wants to be put on the major league injured list so he can get major league service time paid at the major league rate, not down in the minor leagues. Well, all of a sudden you're hurt. You never came to the training room. You're not hurt. We're sending you down. And then the union files a grievance. This has happened to me. It's happened to every team. There are service time grievances every single year in baseball. And its injuries are a huge factor in many of these grievances. It's why we're so careful to have one set of books, not two, San Diego, one set of books where when you walk into the training room to say hello, we make note of it. When you take an Advil, when you put sunscreen and rosin together. No. Do you know, Coca, quick side note, sorry. Do you know where we kept the sunscreen and rosin for the pitchers to get grip and to it's not legal, but whatever. We kept it outside the training room. Just outside. Do you know why? Because if you walk in the training room, it's got to be reported. If you're just outside the training room, hey, everything goes. So this grievance in the NFL was a pretty big deal that Treader was involved in, and he lost it. And the reason why he is going to lose his job is not only because of Pablo Tori, though Pablo Tori is 1% responsible. Journalists report the news that is created by the news makers. Pablo Tori is not a news maker. He is a news unveiler. That's called an investigative journalist, a reporter. Maybe we've forgotten what that's like because anyone can be an internet sleuth these days. We may talk about that with Coca later in the show today. But the fact of the matter is, when Pablo releases something, then you wait to see how people react to it. And then you do a follow-up story to it. Pablo's not going to be doing a Snoopy dance that people are losing their jobs. That's not the intent, even if you're against them politically or philosophically. Your intent is to allow the process to actually happen, the process of information flow, the process that's supposed to exist in the open, the communication between players and the union head, or owners and the commissioner and the commissioner's office. All of it is supposed to be known. I am fascinated to hear what's going to happen with JC Tretter, because you can bet your sweet bipsters that he would like to be named the interim director, and there is no chance that he will be named that. Because what the NFLPA would be doing would be taking a step backward. They would be acknowledging that the actions of JC Tretter, when it comes to everything he's done, and believe me, there's way more than the fake injury grievance, that everything he's done, that they are supportive of. And what the players and the player reps have to do is bring in an interim who is outside of this cabal of dishonesty. When's that going to happen? As soon as possible.